Hey everybody, in this video we are talking about BB creams, and I've got 4 of them here to tell you about. BB stands for Beauty Balm or Blemish Balm. In my experiences with these, it's very similar to a tinted moisturizer. I'm going to take you through how all of these worked for me, talking about a couple of big factors that I always think about when I'm testing makeup, and that is coverage and just like what does it look like on the skin, and also staying power. And overall, how does it live up to the claims that these products give? As we go through these, you're going to see the claims are huge. So can they live up to what the brands say they can do? Also, you're going to see pictures of these on my skin, just the BB creams. You can compare them kind of before and after style. You can compare them all side by side and see what you think covers best and just what looks best. A couple things I want to get out of the way before we get started are I am aware that there are Asian BB creams that many of you have told me are way better than any of these. And so I haven't tried that yet. I plan to, and that's probably going to be like a sequel to this video coming out in the near future. So I really want to kind of dive into that and see just what the differences are. Also, I want you to keep in mind, what is your own skin type and what kind of coverage and needs does your skin have? My skin is combo. It's oilier here in the T-zone and a little bit more like normal or sometimes even dry on other parts of my skin. So if you have really oily skin or really dry skin, you kind of have to think about the things I'm saying and consider, well, you know, maybe I would need more moisture than she does, or maybe I need less. The brands I'm going to be talking about are the Covergirl BB Cream, the Maybelline Dream Fresh BB Cream, the Garnier Skin Renew BB Cream, and the L'Oreal Magic Skin Beautifier BB Cream. Garnier's is a Miracle Skin Perfector. Maybelline's is a 8-in-1 Skin Perfector. L'Oreal's is Magic Skin Beautifier. These claims are huge, and I take them seriously. When we're talking miracles and magic and stuff on our bottles of makeup, I mean, is there really much more they could say? Like, this has got to be God's gift to the makeup counter. It's like one is trying to top the next with the most outlandish claim they can come up with for this stuff. And I think that they should be held accountable for that. As a whole, I'm not thrilled with the concept of BB creams as they exist in these brands, in these products, because I feel like they've taken tinted moisturizers and put a new name on them. In the case of Covergirl, that's literally what happened. They used to have a product called CG Smoothers that looks like this, and it's a tinted moisturizer that I've actually recommended to a lot of people. Now they have CG Smoothers BB Cream. It's in the very same packaging, in the same spot where, you know, these used to be sold, and it just says new look. And they are now calling it an instant skin enhancer. You know, it's like repackaged, repurposed, you know, tinted moisturizers. So none of these are going to give amazing coverage. None of these made my skin perfect. None. I did not feel like I was experiencing magic miracles with any of this stuff. But they can serve a purpose in one's makeup routine, and so that's what I'm going to try to describe. The Covergirl CG Smoothers BB Cream. It has an SPF 15. Again, this is a tinted moisturizer. This is essentially the exact same product as this old one. I am light to medium. I think they had about 3 different shade options for this. And I often have recommended this in terms of being a good drugstore tinted moisturizer. Now they're calling it BB cream, whatever. It's light coverage, as all of these are, but I mean, you can put it all over your skin and you can get a little bit more evenness. I mean, I felt like it brightened up my skin a little bit. It evened out even from the under eye area elsewhere. You know, it took those minor issues and made them, it just kind of made them a little less obvious. It wears pretty well throughout the day. I mean, I may top it with some powder, but still. For the Maybelline, this is the Dream Fresh BB Cream 8-in-1 Beauty Balm Skin Perfector. This one has the highest SPF of 30, and it says it's going to blur imperfections, enhance, brighten, adjust to skin tone, smooth, hydrate, have the SPF 30, and 0% oils and other heavy ingredients. One good thing about these is I felt like there were more shade options when you're picking out one of these, and my Walgreens actually had little testers. Medium is what I have in this, and this I felt like was the best skin color match. My skin looked a little bit more alive with this one. Coverage wise, it was pretty much the same as the Covergirl, I thought. But the thing about this one was staying power. Even though it felt somewhat light and it felt texture wise a lot like this, I got pretty greasy on this, not just in my T-zone area where I would expect, but also just elsewhere on my face. It was unexpected because it felt so light, but it still made me oily. Moving on to the Garnier, this one definitely feels the thickest out of them all. This is the one I've had for the longest. This is an SPF 15. I have it in light to medium, and this set is called the Miracle Skin Perfector. The coverage doesn't necessarily mimic the thickness of this product. In other words, like as you see it on my face, you know, you're still seeing the imperfections. Maybe a hair more coverage, but not much. It's nothing really of note, but it feels much thicker going on, and it does, you know, especially on days where I've got to be outside, you know, it can make me a little bit greasy. So if you've got real oily skin, this is one that I wouldn't necessarily recommend because it just does have a heavier feel. It's a thicker cream. In winter months, this could be maybe a little bit better for me because my skin needs a little extra. Now, next we have the L'Oreal Magic Skin Beautifier BB Cream. I have this in medium. It says 4 beautifying actions in 1: primes, perfects, hydrates, and corrects. This does not have an SPF in it, and that's something to keep in mind. Also, I didn't feel like this was very hydrating. So there were a couple reasons why I would put a moisturizer on underneath this. Number one, a moisturizer with SPF, so you do get some SPF. And number two, because I felt like this was the most foundation-like of them all, and there were some areas, like I get kind of dry sometimes right in here around my eyebrows or around my mouth sometimes, and I felt the need for a little extra moisture. What's interesting about this is this actually comes out of the tube white, and if you're familiar with a product called Smart Shade from Almay, they put out something like this years ago, and basically it's got beads in here. It's got tiny particles that are holding the pigment, so when you start to blend this into the skin, see how it's still liquidy, but now it's turning skin tone. So you're gonna get, for whatever shade you get, it's not magic that it's matching your skin. It's got a set, you know, kind of color of pigment in there, and once you start blending it out, that's going to blend into your skin. This is the most foundation-like of all of these. It's still light coverage, don't get me wrong, but I felt like it covered probably a little bit more than the rest, and it evened out a little bit more. And it didn't get me as oily at the end of the day as several of the others. I am wearing this one today. I have also since topped that with concealers, powders, bronzers, etc. Across the board, talking staying power, the ones that worked best for my combo skin were probably the Covergirl and the L'Oreal. They didn't feel heavy when I put them on, and they didn't look like an oil slick by the end of the day. As far as the Maybelline and the Garnier, this one felt lighter, this one felt heavier in the process of putting them on, but by the end of the day, both of these made me a little more oily than the other two. In terms of the way these looked on the skin, they're all light coverage. Can light coverage make your skin look perfect, as many of these claim? Not for me, and I don't feel like I have a ton of skin issues, but I've got a few, you know. If light coverage is what you're looking for, that's what you're going to get with these. If it's not what you want, you're probably going to be happier just putting on your moisturizer, maybe a primer if you're into that, and then putting on a regular old foundation that can give you that medium to full coverage you're after, because these are light. I would say the Covergirl, the Maybelline, and the Garnier were all pretty similar. You might be more satisfied with the appearance on your skin with Maybelline just because you have more shade options, but they, in terms of coverage, they all kind of did the same thing, and those all served as a moisturizer and, you know, the color on my skin. The one that gave me just a hair more, I thought, evening out and just the more of the look of a foundation was the L'Oreal, but I did need a little extra moisturizer with that. But how can you use these, and how can these be good in your routine? If you find one that works well for your skin type and ends up having decent staying power for you throughout the day, it can be a nice light alternative to a thicker foundation. For example, today, like I said, I'm wearing the L'Oreal Magic Magic BB cream, and I put this on. I also put on some concealer. I used the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Brightening Eye Perfector. I threw on some Laura Geller Balance and Brighten for a little bit of powder and a little more coverage all over. Did my blush and bronzer and whatnot. And I actually feel good with the look, but the thing is, this product didn't say make skin beautiful after you also apply concealer and powder and all these other things. You know, they just kind of act like this is the thing. This is the miracle product, and it ain't. If you're just starting out with makeup, or if you've got a daughter who's maybe just thinking about getting into something and just learning kind of how the process goes, you know, maybe start her off with some CoverGirl smoothers and let her see, you know, what that's like to put kind of a liquid product on and blend it in and see a little bit of a difference in your skin. You know, that might be something to try. So I hope this answered some questions for you. I know how misleading those claims can be on the products, and it's not just BB creams that make crazy claims. I mean, there are mascaras, and you know, every product in makeup has something that makes you think, can it really be that good? And a lot of these things sound too good to be true, and I'm excited to test out some other BB creams, the Asian brands that many of you have recommended to me, and we may try this again in the near future. So thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.